Okay, hey, this is Desperate John, and I'm here to speak to you today about how to handle rude customers. Now, we're going through a self-help video, so this is different than, it's different than how to handle irate customers, because irate customers, they are more extremely angry, expressing intense anger, and so rude customers, and this is where it gets interesting. They are the sneaky ones. They'll sneak a comment in here and there or two, and totally catch you off guard. And it's a lot of times it's by surprise. Just checking my phone here. Okay, so what happens is you get on the phone with them, whether in your call center environment or on the phone calling them or whatever, and they call you, and basically you'll be talking to them, everything's great, you're on the phone 5 minutes, and it's like they enjoy your company, you enjoy their company, and then out of the blue, the next thing you know is they sneak in a comment, they throw something in there, and it goes down deep. Irate customers, they're not as frustrating, they're not as sometimes as you can let a lot of those things go. When people are just yelling and cussing and doing all that stuff, you can just let it go. But everything you got to recognize about a rude customer is they're directing their frustration towards you as an individual. They're focusing on you. They're not yelling about the company or cussing about the company like an irate customer would, where they're just venting their frustration. A rude customer is making direct comments that are attacking your character, yourself as a person, making personal remarks and things of that nature. So these are the ones you really got to watch out for. They're really sneaky ones, because you could be sitting there and totally not expected, because you say one thing that they don't like, that they don't want to hear, and the next thing you know, you're in it with someone. So let me give you some examples of what people say, rude customers. Okay, so some of them will say, did someone take all the Lucky Charms out of your cereal this morning? You mean you don't know what this such and such software is? How can you not know that? Aren't you supposed to be in this department? And you're asking me? What's wrong with this picture? I don't want to talk to you. Give me someone else. You're a bleep bleep. And some will just say things that are so obscene that I care not to mention. But some of them will just call you a bleep, bleep bleep, or bleep you, or something like that. And one of the rude actions that people will take is they will hang up in your face. Now, it's one thing to hang up on someone when you don't want to talk to them. You just want to get them off the phone. But you give them a breath. Okay. You give them a breath, and then you hang up. You say, "No, thank you. I'll pass," and you hang up right after you say that. But there's a difference when you're talking to someone and you're on the phone, and this is a full-length conversation. This isn't just like you're calling someone in a few seconds and they hang up. That's not hanging up in your face. What hanging up is on your face is like basically you've already established a relationship with them on the phone, and it could be 10 minutes, it could be 5 minutes, and in the middle of you speaking, they abruptly hang up the phone, like in your face, kind of, because it's a difference when because how it feels and how you interpret it. When people just hang up, we're like, "I'm busy, I gotta go," and they hang up. That's fine. That's not hanging up in your face. Or, you know, people were like, no, I can't do this right now. I don't have time. And they hang up. And they hang up on you and they're gone. But that's not hanging up in your face. Hanging up in your face is like when you're both engaged and you're both going at it and you're both like trying to come up with a solution, and then just bam, they just hang up. And it's like in your face. So you'll know when it happens because you will perceive it and you'll understand it. And that's just one of the rude things that they'll do. So sometimes, you know, they'll say, get me someone on the phone who has some bleep and bleep. Or, you know, and so a lot of times they'll sneak comments in, like, because rude customers, they're not angry. There's not any way to diffuse a rude customer because they're not angry. There's nothing to diffuse. They're just plain rude. And they're choosing to make comments that are completely unnecessary. So basically, sometimes a lot of times they will sneak a comment right at the end of a call, right when you hang up. You'll hear something in the background and they'll just go off. Like, for instance, they'll say, right when you hang up, okay, have a nice day, and then they'll be like, personality of a wall, and they'll hang up. Or, what a bleep and bleep, and they'll hang up. Or, you know, sometimes they'll get up in your face and be like, what, are you just lethargic today? And sometimes they'll be like, are you just having a bad day? Or they'll be like, get me someone who knows what they're actually talking about. Sometimes they just ask you completely unnecessary questions that insult your intelligence. Like, for instance, how long have you been working there? Don't they train you guys? Why are you still talking? That's a good one, because you're talking to a customer who called you and they want to know why you're still talking. Well, you're not going to hang up on them. Well, you're not going to be rude to them. Well, you're not going to cuss them out. And they're asking you why you're still talking when they're the ones that called you and you're the one getting paid to help them. Completely unnecessary. So these rude customers have a way of really causing a lot of havoc, causing a lot of problems, and they do it because, not necessarily because of the service. It's not that they're upset with the service. They just don't like you as a person, and it's not that they're taking it out on you. It's more of that they are just unhappy for whatever reason, and it may not even have to do with the service, because a lot of times you're already helping them. You're already telling them what they need to know. They've already got it, and things sometimes they drag on, and in the middle of that you say something, they say something, and bam, something happens. And it doesn't even have to do with what you were talking about. It just comes out of the blue. It's like, where did that come from? And a lot of times it will catch you by surprise, because you'll be talking to them and you'll be so good with them, and they hang up and they say something like that's all rude, and you'd be like, man, I thought we were cool. What's going on? I thought you were cool with me, and now you turn your back on me. So it was like, what can you do? What can you say? You can't diffuse a rude customer. You can diffuse an irate customer, but you cannot diffuse a rude customer. So the thing is, don't even waste your time. Get them off the phone as soon as you can. Transfer them. Get them involved. Get some help. Maybe put them on hold. Maybe, just try to cut it short, because a lot of times that's the best option. Is because you're more willing to help somebody that wants help, and they don't want help, obviously, so they just need to be told what to do, and that's it. No more. It's like, as soon as they want to be rude, it's like, okay, is there anything else you need help with? Is that all? So there's nothing else we need to do. There's nothing else we need to talk about. You've already proved to me that you don't want help, that you're not going to be professional, that you're not going to treat me with dignity, that you don't respect me as a human being, so we don't need to talk. I mean, that's basically how it is. Now, if you're working for someone, obviously you can't speak your mind in those regards, but you can definitely cut it short and just tell them, this is how it is. I don't, in your mind, you don't need to take that, because a rude customer can ruin your whole day. Irate customers, they don't ruin your day. They just, they can get you a little frustrated. They can get you a little worked up. When you get a lot of them, yeah, you're like, man, what's wrong with these customers? But one rude customer in your entire day will wreck your day for certain, because they can make one comment like what I just said, and it may seem like, coming from me, it may seem like it's okay, but when it's coming from them, it's a different ball game, because what happens is that when it's directed towards you, you're going to feel it, you're going to respond to it, and it could possibly affect you. So one of the things to know is that you have to try to manage it as best as you can, because you have to watch what you think, because a lot of the times you'll let it just ruin your day on you. And if you don't, because sometimes you can overcome it, and a lot of times I have overcome it. A lot of times I've failed at trying to do that, and it's just totally affected me in such a personal way. And some people say, well, don't take it personal, it's not you that they're it's not you that they're angry with, it's the company, or it's the situation they're in. But that's not true. The truth is that they have decided to stoop to a very low level and compose themselves in a way that proves that they don't want to act in a caring way, or in a loving way, or in a kind way. And they just choose to be rebellious, to be obscene, and they don't even have to cuss. I mean, they don't even have to go off the wall. They just have to make one comment that, bam, your day is shot, and the rest of your day is ruined. And they don't even realize how damaging it can be. They don't know what your day is going to be like after that. They don't know how you're going to respond to that in your mind, or how it's going to affect you, and how it's going to affect your thoughts. And so what happens is, like, to deal with it, the solution to dealing with the rude customer is just, it's not, like saying, it's not you personally, because it is you personally. You're on the phone, you're the one helping them, you're involved. So of course it's personal. Of course you have to make it personal. That's what builds the relationship. That's what builds the connection. If it's not personal, what is it? And that's the important thing to remember, is these people are making personal comments directed towards you that are undeserved, because you deserve to be treated a certain way. And if you're not treated that way, then obviously something wrong is going on. Something wrong, mishap is going on. And that's what you need to look out for rude customers, because there are different types. And whatever makes you feel better after something like that happens is whatever floats your boat. That's cool, because that's what will get you through the day. Sometimes you just have to use one positive thought. You can be totally in the dumps, totally like, man, this is the worst day ever. I can't, handle this. I can't take this. I feel like this is just the worst job that I've ever had. And you have one positive thought of, it's okay. I'll get over this. One positive thought, and bam, you're back on track. You're like back in the game. And it can be hard sometimes. It doesn't even work. You can think tons of positive thoughts and nothing works, and you're still in the dumps. So you got to remember that it is about positive thinking, but it is also about how to handle it. You have to address the problem in your mind that they have affected you in a certain way. Because if you push it to the back of your mind and you ignore it, and you're like, whatever, that doesn't mean anything to me, and act like you don't care, then it will affect you. And it will actually be like a seed that will eventually, come to life in a negative way. So those are the things you can look out for on rude customers.